This is a great question. Is there a specific order to how we handled state-based action? And the answer to that is no, there is no specific order in how we resolve state-based actions. They all happen at the same time as a single event. But something I do want to touch on is the order that state-based actions are checked, or triggers being put on the stack, or resolving abilities or spells. Now, anytime a player would gain priority, a few things will happen before they can officially gain priorities, cast spells, or activate abilities. First off, when do players gain priority? Well, there's a few times when a player can gain priority, one of them being the changing of phases, after the resolution of a spell or an ability, or if somebody just simply passes priority to another player. Now that we've established when a player would gain priority, before they officially gain priority, any turn-based actions such as drawing a card or dealing damage would happen first. Then we check for all applicable state-based actions and perform that as one singular event. After that, we check again for state-based actions, and we keep doing this until there's no more state-based actions to be checked at this time. So let's say I have two grizzly bears on the battlefield and I attack my opponents with both of them. And earlier in the turn, I cast Deadly Allure on one of my grizzly bears, which will force my opponent to block that grizzly bear with their Platinum Angel, and they're also at 2 life. We'll go to damage and we'll see that a player has 0 or less life and the player loses the game. But Platinum Angel is going to nullify that so that won't apply for this state-based check. But also for the same event, we're going to process that a creature dealt damage by a Death Toucher is going to die as a state-based action. So the end result of that state-based check is going to have the Platinum Angel go to the graveyard, and that player is not going to lose the game. But then we're going to perform another state-based check just to make sure that we didn't miss anything. But this time around, Platinum Angel won't be around to nullify this state-based check, so this time that player will lose the game. Now let's just assume that this is a multiplayer game so that the game can continue, so we'll do another state-based check, and we'll do this until there's no more state-based actions that are performed. After we've gone through and there's no more state-based actions that need to happen, then we put any triggered abilities onto the stack. Now that would be the point when you would pick the targets. Remember, you don't pick the targets as soon as that trigger ability would trigger. You have to wait for state-based actions to happen first, and then you pick any targets. So if we just finished resolving a Sculpting Steel, having it enter as a copy of Sharuum, when that copy enters, that's when that trigger ability would trigger, but we don't put it on the stack yet. We would first handle state-based actions, which in this case is the legend rule, having us put one of those cards into the graveyard. Then the trigger is put onto the stack, which is where we can pick our target. And if that Sculpting Steel now just happens to be in our graveyard because of the legend rule, well, now it's a legal target for us to pick. But after we've picked our targets and put that trigger ability on the stack, then we check for state-based actions one more time, and we keep doing this until no more state-based actions and no more triggered abilities happen, and then the player gains priority. So to recap, before a player officially gains priority, we would handle any turn-based actions that might occur, such as drawing a card for your draw step or dealing combat damage during the combat damage step. Then we perform state-based actions until there's no more state-based actions to be performed. Then any triggers can be put onto the stack, and that's where you can pick your targets. Then if there are no more state-based actions or triggers waiting to be put on the stack, that player officially gains priority.